between me and basically, yeah, just me and Josh at this point. Jack, he made a video, obviously explaining. I think he's basically explaining the whole situation as one, not from both sides. Fair enough, he's explaining it as one, but from both perspectives. You can see where I'm coming from, you can see where Josh is coming from. Fair enough, yeah. He's a chill guy. Don't give him any hate. As the title says. But if I have to give more reason to why I left, is because, well, obviously he explained Jack was basically being picked on because he was the youngest, and like we both kind of I kind of left because the fact that Josh wasn't necessarily running it as well as he could. Like, I know he could run it better, but he just wasn't running fade as well as he could, and he knows he could run it better. But
I don't think you should be a leader, like a co-leader of a clan. Like, just let them run through.
oh my god, I'm not saying he was running the clan poorly. It's just the way he was treating some of the people, and like Jack, he was treating Jack like shit, all because one, he couldn't do YouTube until he was the youngest, but he was the best. Like, he was better than Josh, better than Taylor, better than me, better than David. It was facts, but really, I don't
take that as an insult, isn't he?
Josh is going to take all that like this as an insult, but this is just my perspective. Like, Josh only sees from his perspective as the leader. I can see where it's coming from. Like, people left, 2 people, but he's went and made another clan.
It's back to the old clans. I don't see why he quit.
He's making a new clan with 3 people in it again, when he could have just kept Fade with the same 3 people and recruited more. But as Jack mentioned, that me and Jack were thinking on also a clan. Can't change my channel name yet, but we are thinking on it, and we want to participate in duo tournaments. Like, we are a good duo in our very own personal opinions. Like, we do have our incidents from time to time where we're just not cooperating, but it's not like it's gonna kill us. We've probably got the best team chemistry that I know of from, well, the whole when Fade was alive. We probably had the best chemistry.
Yeah.
But I don't want this to come off as like this is 21, or like I want like people to go hate on certain people. I don't. Everybody who's part of this, well, in my opinion, I just don't like Josh. He doesn't like me. That's fine. But like Jack, he's on Josh's side because of only one reason. So I can give him that. He's kind of stuck in. He's basically only on Josh's side because of a reason. I'm not gonna bring it up. It's just not important. But I just don't want this to come out as in I'm hating on Josh or I'm hating on Jack. They're both very respectable people. They're both very respectable in their standards. But the whole thing with me and Josh, that can be settled, but because of reasons that me personally, I just don't want to get into, because I don't want this to cause more than it already is. It's just stuff happened outside of all of this. He tried to get my account banned for whatever reason. I got his main account that he usually streams on suspended because he was calling, well, basically my best friend like gay and a faggot. But if someone were to do the exact same thing to him, he'd report. So I thought, well, I'd rather stick up for my friend that's been with me and not like straight up insulted me for no reasons or tried to get my account banned all because of one stupid petty, don't want to call it a rivalry, we just don't like each other. Jack goes more in depth, I just don't want to go in depth, right? It's just, I appreciate both of them, very respectful people as I've said, but the whole thing with me and Josh shouldn't have to involve other people like Jack. Like, I don't want this to come out as, I just don't want other people getting involved because of something that happened between a clan that wasn't a clan. We were a group of people that played. Like, we didn't participate in tournaments, as Jack said. There was just nothing There's no team chemistry. Everybody basically hated each other. Josh even said it himself. There was no team chemistry anywhere. I just want to say Jack or Josh or something. Comments, yep, hello there, Jack. But like we called ourselves a clan. We weren't that at all. We weren't even like a group of friends, but a group of people that played with each other, streamed together. Jack makes really good points in this video, so I do recommend watching his. But I'm just replying to him and kind of just chilling on Fortnite as well. But I don't want this to turn into something bigger than it is. I don't want this to become like a rivalry or us to known as completely hating each other. I don't hate Josh. He just despises me at this point. He just doesn't like me, and the whole manipulative thing, me saying that Josh was manipulating Darren Taylor, I will take that back. That was complete over exaggeration of it, in my opinion. Josh won't see it as that. He'll just see it as me trying to bullshit my way into being a little nicer, but that's just me being an idiot. That's just me being caught up in hating the moment. But really, what I meant by that is, well, this probably it's going to come out way longer. But what I meant by that is, because Josh was the leader of Fade, Josh and David had a fair reason. Like, I'm cocky, but me and Josh were both as toxic as each other. But David's only choosing sides with Josh because he's known Josh longer. He's been playing with Josh longer, and I don't know what it is, but Taylor, to me, it feels like he follows Josh around everywhere, just for the pure fact that I'll admit, I didn't want subs from Josh, but he plugged my channel in his streams, so I was going with it. I was rolling with it. But then Taylor, in my personal opinion, I think he's doing it because because Josh has subs. Like, he has a channel that can be watched, that can be respected because of, well, his content. It is actually good content. I don't want to necessarily hate on it, but if this ever does turn into more than it is, really, I'll probably be the first one to speak out about it, like I was for the whole. Josh was the whole closing, Men's was the reply to that. He was saying that I'm lying. He's saying that I was following Jack's lead, and like, he even invited me to a party and told me that I was following Jack's lead, and kind of like what I said about the whole manipulating thing. It's just, we both over exaggerated. He's thinking that because we left roughly about the same time. I was thinking about it since Jack started getting picked on, really, but he's gonna say something about bullshit or whatever. He can think of what he thinks, but I've replied to Jack's video, so he points out the fact that he just points out everything. He points out from both perspectives, basically what we said, and I respect him. Like, he's a very respectful person. Don't hate him, as I said. But I don't want this to come across as me only replying because it's because his video on me. Default. Well, I don't actually it's not that I don't like him, it's just I don't know him as well. So really, I'm going to take it all with a grain of salt, just because Josh is his stepbrother's cousin. So I'm taking everything he said just with a slight grain of salt, just because of what the whole relationship with him and Josh, just because Josh is his stepbrother's cousin, right? So I'm taking it all with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that what he said was wrong. I'm not saying it was right, but it was. Well, I'm just making no sense at this point. Basically, everything's taken with a grain of salt that he said in this video to me. Like, can't say, you're on his side. He's on the same side because Josh is his stepbrother's cousin, so I can see why. I can see why he's picking basically sides, because those reasons, and that's the only reasons. He has no other reasons, basically, in my opinion, to my extent of knowing. But really the reply mostly was because he kept mentioning me as in my YouTube channel. I am Reese, not Clips. But I would prefer being known by name, not persona. I prefer not being known by my persona. What's going on, buddy? I'm dead. Yep. Ah. Anyway, I'm just taking everything with a grain of salt. I'm not hating on anybody. I don't dislike anybody except from Josh. David, he just straight up doesn't like me because I'm toxic and cocky. But Josh is the same. Like me and Josh, I like the same people. We're both cocky, but we're both toxic at the same time. But David's not going to say that because of my personal opinion. I think Taylor and David just don't want to talk shit about Josh, but they constantly talk, like he constantly talks shit about them, but they never say anything. Like probably David's the only one to say something back, but that's it. David's probably the only one that's confident enough to speak back to Josh or point Josh out on something wrong. But really, Jack's video is probably the best part about all of this, not because he's mentioning me or because he's mentioning Josh. It's because he's the only one that's like moderate. He's the only one moderate. He's the only one that's not on necessarily anyone's side. He's definitely not on my side, but me and Jack obviously did think on starting clan. The minute that we can get, you know, a way to enter tournaments, I think that's going to be done. Like, I'll stream during them just so that we have proof that like this is not all a joke to us. But like for a while, like even when I first done it, like during like COD days, like I did join during COD. Josh, he really didn't like me, and in a party that I joined randomly with Taylor and Josh, I was straight up told that Josh never liked me. So I'll admit, I'm not gonna say I'm feeling used, but I'll admit that's like a dick move coming from Josh. Like, you're making it seem like everybody's trying to hate on you when you had quite literally you and two others talking straight shit to me for no reason. And like, in my opinion, you're trying to make it out like it's me and like it's my fault, mine and Jack's fault that you stopped the clan. You, unloyal members. Well, it's not that we were unloyal, we just didn't feel happy. Like, you can't blame that on us. Or defaulted loading for a fucking scar. Ah, shit. Try out. Why? That lag? But Josh, in my opinion, just makes it seem like he's the victim in all of this. Like, when me and Jack were the ones, well, me more, like Jack more so, he was gonna get picked on, he was the best, he couldn't do YouTube, but he was the youngest. That was probably the main part in that all, is that he was the youngest. And like, I know what he feels, because I used to get picked on myself, but I don't want to say I know where I know where Jack's coming from and his facts and his statements, but Josh, he's only saying what he's saying through these streams. Like me replying to whoever's making a video about this whole situation, I'm going to reply to anyone who makes a video about this, except from probably like David and Taylor, because they're not worth it. They're not worth my time. But Josh, he's bigger, he's well known. I know that he'll understand it more because he's older than both of them. Well, Taylor's older than Josh, but I debate that sometimes. And like, but I think Josh, like me and Josh are probably more, I think, confident to reply. Like, I don't care what gets said about me from like all of this, as long as you're not like attacking someone that I personally know, like, or really good friends with. I'm not gonna attack you in the sense that I'm not gonna start talking direct shit to you unless you're gonna talk direct shit to either me or someone personally I know on like a stream. Like if you're gonna like you quite literally name one of your streams how I was quote unquote lying and you were starting in a clan, which congrats, wow, you started in a clan. Good up. But that's gonna be the same as Fade. Not gonna participate in tournaments. And once again, Taylor and David are gonna follow you everywhere and you know it. But you'll just never admit it. And his only thing he's got on me is that I said that he was manipulating David and Taylor. It's the only thing he's got on me right now. He's got like nothing else. Hi. Jesus. They team it. They're teaming. Teamers. Exposed. But people are gonna take this the wrong way. I know it will, because everybody takes everything I say the wrong way. Quite like anything I say, it's taken the wrong way. Forgot his name. Those. Oh. Shit. But I just think that Josh is probably the one that's being more salty over this than anyone. Like Josh is taking this like to heart, in my opinion. All because me and Jack were just unhappy. Like I've been Jackie Chan, not Jack that I'm replying to. But Jack also made really good points in his videos. So please don't send hate to him. Chill. And like, when he records, when he uploads, watch it. Like he makes good content. That's all I can really say. Jesus, it's quite late night. I may as well just end it here. I really don't send hate to anyone that I just mentioned. Maybe Josh, if he starts hating on me again.